And welcome to the City of Millville Commission meeting for May 2nd, 2017 at approximately 6:35. I call this meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Mayor Santiago.
Here.
Commissioner Ennis.
Here.
Commissioner Davis.
Here.
Commissioner Freka-Comperi.
Here.
Commissioner Sui.
Here.
Can we all stand for the invocation by Reverend Brian Wheaton of the Gospel Outbound, followed by the salute of the flag. Reverend? Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm standing in for Reverend Wheaton tonight. Before we salute, first of all, happy birthday, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Reverend Murky. Thank you.
And secondly, on behalf of the city chaplains and also the city churches, we'd like to express our condolences to you on the loss of your mother, to you and your family, and commit to you that our prayers are with you.
Thank you.
Let us pray. Father, for your goodness and grace, we give you thanks. For what you are doing in our community, we give you thanks for the good things that are happening. We thank you for tonight and the promotions that will take place. And we ask that you will keep guiding us and leading us forward, that you'll bless our commission with wisdom, and that you'll help our city to work together to see things turn out as they should for your honor and glory. For we ask it in your name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. This meeting is being conducted in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act of 1975, was advertised, posted, and made available to the public as required by law. The municipal clerk is directed to include a statement in the minutes of this meeting. Prior to we get started here, as you can see, we have a large group of law enforcement. It's a special day for the Millville Police Department. We're going to be swearing in a new sergeant and also a Class 2 officer. So I'll have Chief Farabella come up with me. Chief? I see that white shirt. Daniel Ayers? Didn't recognize you with that nice outfit there. Come on up. Got it. Why are your hands so? I got it. Daniel Ayers, promoted to the rank of sergeant. Sergeant Ayers graduated from the Cape May Police Academy in January 2010. Was assigned to the Uniform Patrol Division, where he served for 3 years. In January of 2012, Sergeant Ayers was assigned to the Crime Prevention Unit, where he investigated narcotics, weapon offenses, and gang-related activity, prostitution, as well as community policing actions. In October 2014, he was reassigned to the Criminal Investigations Division, where he served as a detective. He investigated many crimes, such as homicides, robberies, aggravated assaults, sexual assaults, as well as being involved in numerous interagency operations and investigation, including the Cumberland County Prosecutor's Office, the Cumberland County Organized Crime Bureau, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the Cumberland County Organized Crime Bureau, I think I said that twice, and also the State Police. Sergeant Ayers has received numerous letters of commendation, including being awarded the 2015 Hometown Hero by the Oakview Apartment Complex. Sergeant Ayers is an active volunteer and was a former advisor for the Millville Police Explorers and has participated in numerous police athletic events. Sergeant Ayers has always done an outstanding job wherever he has been assigned within the police department. Sergeant Ayers resides in Millville with his wife, Jennifer. Jennifer, raise your hand. And their 3 children, Daniel Jr., who serves in the Army Reserve as well as being a full-time college student, Courtney, and Cody. Thank you. How about Mom and Dad? Are they in the audience? Mom? Dad? I know your brother's here, too. Where's your brother at? Just 1 or 2? 2 of them. Okay, I haven't met you yet. 3 of you. Sister, raise your... Oh, my gosh. Well, your brother used to be my neighbor. So, it's good stuff. All right, I'll turn it over to the chief, see if he has anything nice to say.
Thank you, Mayor, and good evening. Well, Dad, he wasn't brought up. You raised him right. I tell you, he's one of the finest sergeants we're going to have. Obviously, through his resume here, you can see some of the great quality things he's done. I've been able to personally work with Dan throughout the years. You can't find a more ethical, hardworking person out there. So he's going to definitely fit into our sergeant's ranks. As I said in the last commission meetings, we're getting some of these supervisors in place because we're going to have a lot of patrolmen that we're going to be able to hire. And August 7th, we're going to put some guys through the academy. So, Dan, it's well deserved. Congratulations, and to your family, I couldn't be more proud of you. Congratulations.
Raise your right hand, please, and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Daniel Ayers,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
and that I will faithfully, partially, and justly
perform all the duties of police sergeant
perform all the duties of police sergeant
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability,
So help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, step aside.
Cody? Glenn Miller, not Cody Miller. Glenn? I don't know, Sarge. I think he just topped you in the outfit. What was that? I think it came from a lieutenant back there.
Okay, Glenn Miller is going to be one of our Class 2s. He comes to us from Wildwood, so we really encourage him. He is a Millville resident, so what's nice about that, if he works out good for us, we can waive him on to be a full-time police officer. So he's already trained as a Class 2. He's done a lot of work in Wildwood. He came highly recommended. His background was spot on. So I don't have a bio on Glenn. Other than that he's, is a young man starting in law enforcement, and he wants to continue that. We're here at Millville PD, so we encourage him, and we're happy to have him. And obviously, with Class 2s and Class 1s, it's going to help the Millville Police Department tremendously. Excuse me. Just with anything, with parades, any kind of community events. Class 2s almost have the same full powers as a class, regular officer. So we're going to use him a lot, and we're hoping to get some more Class 1s and 2s in the future. So congratulations. Happy to have you here.
Just raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Glenn Miller,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
perform all the duties of Class 2 officer
perform all the duties of Class 2 officer
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my
So help me
ability.
God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Sign here.
Put him right to work, Chief. City Clerk, are there any review changes to the agenda?
There are, Mayor. We have a new business item added to authorize the city clerk to advertise for roof replacement at the RRCA building.
Okay. Can we go right into minutes, please?
Does have to be a resolution. We have nobody first,
Minutes?
I just need a motion to approve the the, April 18th, 2017 closed session meeting, work session meeting, and regular session meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perricka-Compary?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
And Mayor Santiago.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Can we go right into bills, please?
Make a motion to pay the bills.
Second.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perricka-Compary?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
And Mayor Santiago.
Yes.
The motion carries.
We now open up the agenda to the public for agenda items only. Anyone that has a comment on agenda item, please step up to the mic, state your name, your address, and your concerns. Seeing no one, I close the public comment on agenda items only. Can we go right into old business, please?
Yes, Mayor, we have a report from Regina Burke, QPA, regarding bids received for the project known as Solar Power Purchase Agreement on April 20th, 2017.
Move to receive and file.
Second. Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perricka-Compary?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
And Mayor Santiago.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Reports of commissioners. Commissioner Davis?
Yeah, just a couple things, Mayor. Department of Public Affairs is constantly receiving funds. One of the departments actually makes money for the city. In April, foreclosed property registrations brought in $53,550. Vacant property registrations brought in $11,250. And rental registrations brought in $17,202. So these people are working hard. They're steady. They're vigilant. They're out there every day, policing the town. At our last meeting, there was a complaint about some trash and some abandoned vehicles on 600 block of North 3rd Street. I was there the next morning. To my surprise, there was no trash, but there were two unregistered vehicles. They were ticketed. They'll just have to work their way through the courts in the next several weeks. But the cut and clean program has started and will continue on through October. There's been probably 15 or 20 properties so far in the city. And Board and Secure has been very busy lately, boarding up abandoned properties and properties where squatters are breaking in, whatnot. So we stay pretty busy in public affairs. That'll be all, Mayor.
Thank you. Commissioner Sui?
Yeah, let's first get to the events. First is Youth Week from May 7th through May 13th. So May 8th, we have the soccer shoot at 6 p.m. at Lakeside. Tuesday, May 9th is the Youth Commission meeting, 6 p.m. right here. May 9th is also the fun course at Wood School at 6 p.m. May 10th is the floor hockey shoot at Bacon School. May 11th are both the track and field at Wheaton Field and the football skills at Wheaton Field. May 12th are bike races at Holly Heights at 6 p.m. Friday, May 12th is the hoop shoot at Holly Heights. And Saturday, May 13th is everybody's favorite, the Soapbox Derby, right over there on the hill at 9 a.m. Additionally, Home Run Derby, May 21st, 5 p.m. at the Rob Shannon's Sports Complex. That's for boys and girls ages 7 to 12. It's time for the senior barbecue registration. I believe we got about 100 already. On the first day, today was the second day, so I'm not sure where we're at now. But register fast. The event will take place on May 26th from 11 a.m., and that's at the Millville Elks. To register, call the Recreation Department at 856-825-7000, extension 7394. Of course, we have the Millville Air Show coming up May 27th and 28th. And for more information on tickets, visit the Air Show website, millvilleairshow.com. The Holly City Walking Club every Tuesday and Thursday from 6:30 to 7:30 at Lakeside until May 30th. And remember, if there's no school, then no walking. Community Day is tentatively scheduled for September 9th from 12 to 3 p.m. at Buck Park. Progress, Mayor.
Thank you. Commissioner Perricka-Compary?
Yes, the tax collector asked me to remind everyone that taxes are due officially May 1st, but you have until May 10th to pay without being charged any interest. We also have the tax sale going on that will be done on May 10th. The information on that is at the city website. We had a land sale on Monday. There were 10 properties up for sale. We received bids for 4 of them. The commission will get to decide on them at the next meeting. And the Millville Housing Authority, we've been working with them because there were some complaints over at Riverview East. I'm happy to say that Mr. Dice has been very active and proactive trying to solve the problems. He is now having the board meetings at all the facilities instead of at one facility, the high-rises. He is also having group meetings besides just the board, and a lot of people are attending those. JC Plaza is going to get extra key fobs so people can't go in the vestibule. Riverview East and Riverview West have them already, and they also have security guards at Riverview East and West. So the tenants that are living there seem to be much happier that something's being done. So we're making progress there. Also, the American Legion is working on to get a knowledge of all the memorials for the American Revolution through the War on Terrorism in Millville. If anyone has any information, they can give it to the American Legion over at 220 Buck Street. They're trying to form a national database of all the memorials and progress.
Thank you. I'll have progress on mine also. We'll go right into ordinance on second reading.
Okay, our first ordinance on second reading is an ordinance amending Chapter 17, deleting Article 6, regulations governing the public, and adding new Article 11, fire lanes, and Article 12, other regulations governing the public.
Move the ordinance on second reading.
Second the motion?
We now open this up to the public. Anyone that would like to make a comment on this ordinance being amended on Chapter 17, please step up to the mic. State your name, your address, and your concerns. Seeing no one, I close the public hearing on item 01. Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perecca-Camperi?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Ordinance on second reading, number 2 is an ordinance amending the municipal code of the City of Millville, Chapter 39, Motor Vehicle and Traffic Regulations, Article 10, Schedule 21, Parking Reserved for Handicapped Persons. We're going to remove 209 Howard Street and 215 Howard Street's placard.
Need a motion?
Move the ordinance on second reading.
Second the motion?
Once again, we'll open this up for the public on item 02, ordinance amending municipal code of the City of Millville, Chapter 39, Motor Vehicle. Anyone that would like to address this and has concerns, please step up to the mic. State your name, address, and your concerns, and limit your comments to 5 minutes, please. Seeing no one, I close the public hearing portion. Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perecca-Camperi?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
And Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Okay, item carries. Item 3 is an ordinance approving and authorizing an application to the Cumberland County Roadway Department for the Millville Police Athletic League to hold a coin drop on May 20th and May 21st at the intersections of Buck Shootum and Cedarville Roads.
Move the ordinance on second reading.
Second the motion?
Once again, this is a ordinance on second reading. Anyone that would like to address this concern regarding this, please step up to the mic, state your name, your address, and your concerns. Seeing no one, I close the public hearing portion on item 3. Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perecca-Camperi?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
And Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 4 is an ordinance rescinding ordinance number 43-2016, which amended Chapter 46 of the Municipal Code, Personnel Policies, Article 22, Residency Requirement, which excluded policemen from the scope of Section 46-102, changing the classification provisions contained in Section 46-103, and deleted Section 104 pertaining to appointment and class order.
Move the ordinance on second reading.
Second the motion?
Once again, we open this up to the public. Anyone that would like to make a comment on this ordinance, which basically allows the police department now to recruit throughout the county of Cumberland, not just the City of Millville. Do you have any comments on this?
Yeah,
Please step up to the...
just the city.
Say it again.
Revert it back to just the city first and then the county.
We're reversing it now. But we
Civil
reversed it.
Service made us revert it back.
Yeah,
Reversing back.
What we did was try to make it comply with civil service. That's
So-
what the
So we're going to go back to the county
It's first
list.
open to the city, and if there's not eligible,
Correct.
then it enlarges to the
Correct.
county.
Okay. Anyone that would like to make a comment on this ordinance regarding police hiring within the city first and then the county, step up to the mic, state your name, your address, and your concerns. Limit your comments to 5 minutes. Seeing no one, I close the public hearing portion on item 4. Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perry?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
And Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 5, an ordinance amending the City of Millville Municipal Code, Chapter 2, Administration, Article 13, Public Access to Government Records, Section 50.3, Viewing of Government Records, removal prohibited so as to modify the fees charged for police accident reports.
Move the ordinance on second reading.
Second motion.
Once again, this is a public hearing. Anyone that would like to address this ordinance on second reading in reference to Millville Municipal Code Chapter 2, please step up to your mic, state your name, your address, and your concerns, and limit your comments to 5 minutes, please. Seeing no one, roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perry?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
And Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Let's go right into resolutions, please.
Okay, item 1 is a resolution authorizing the appointment of the following special officer, Class 2, Glenn Miller.
Move the resolution. Second.
Any comments? As you saw, we just swore him in. Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perry?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
And Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 2 is a resolution authorizing adjustments to the tax and utility records.
Move the resolution.
Second motion.
Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perry?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
And Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 3 is a resolution authorizing public sale of certain equipment no longer needed for public use to be sold online from May 17th through May 24th through a contracted government online auction service, GovDeals Incorporated.
Move the resolution.
Okay.
I have a movement on the resolution. I need a second.
Second motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perry?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 4 is a resolution authorizing water sewer termination on May 15th due to payment default pursuant to Section 56-18 of the Municipal Code.
Move the resolution.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perry?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 5 is a resolution authorizing water sewer termination on May 15th due to failure to comply with the utility ordinance pursuant to Section 56-18 of the Municipal Code.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perry?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
And Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Item
The next item, which is 16.6, we need a motion to amend the resolution to add the CFO to the list of members that will serve on the Personnel Committee.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perry?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
And Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Thank you.
Now you need to vote on the amended resolution.
So item 6 is a resolution appointing the following municipal officials to serve on the Personnel Committee. So that's the Director of Parks and Public Property, the City Administrator, the City Solicitor, the Personnel Officer, and the Chief Financial Officer.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Any comments?
Thank you.
Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
No?
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perry?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
And Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Item carries. Okay, item 7 is a resolution authorizing special assessment of municipal liens for certain properties due to expenses incurred by the City of Millville relating to board and secure plus administrative fees in accordance with Chapter 11, Article 6 of the Municipal Code.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perry?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
And Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 8 is a resolution authorizing First Amendment to professional service contract with the Ritter Law Office, Theodore H. Ritter, Esquire, approved by resolution number 304-2016, adopted September 20th, 2016, for an additional amount of $2,500.
Move the resolution. I have certification of funds in the amount of $2,500.
Second motion.
Any comments?
Yes, Mr. Ritter has been doing collections for us. He's been doing a very good job. He's been working on the loans from the community development block grants and the home funds and trying to get the city to recoup some of those funds.
Anyone else?
And the money is not for fees, it's for only his costs. He's getting paid a contingency.
Correct, correct.
Anyone else? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Peck-Compary?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 9 is a resolution authorizing special assessment of municipal liens for certain properties due to expenses incurred by the city of Millville relating to cut and clean of properties plus administrative fees in accordance with Chapter 11, Article 6 of the Municipal Code.
Move the resolution.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Peck-Compary?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
We'll go right into new business, please.
Make a motion to authorize the following special event on public lands applications. Memorial Day Parade sponsored by the Millville Recreation Department on May 29th, 8 a.m. at Mulberry to Route 49. And Community Day sponsored by the Millville Recreation Department on September 9th from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Peck-Compary?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Item 2.
A motion to approve the following at the Cumberland County Fairgrounds, other events. Cumberland County Cooperative Fair Association to sponsor a community yard sale and craft show on May 6th, 8 to 2 p.m.
Second motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Peck-Compary?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Thank you.
We have item 3 too, don't forget. It's on the, it's not on the, it's on the,
Go ahead.
website for.
Motion to advertise for bids for roof replacement on the RRCA building.
Second the motion.
Any comments?
Yes, Diane Roberts will be happy. We had another leak there last week, and it's getting a little old, so engineering's done with the specs and reviewed, and they'll be out for bid, and we can get that project started.
Very good. Thank you. Anyone else? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Peck-Compary?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
And Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Thank you. We have now reached the public comment portion of our meeting. Anyone that would like to address the commission, please go to the podium, state your name and your address. Your concerns, please limit your comments to approximately 5 minutes.
Good evening. George Cooper, White Marsh Estates. First, I'd like to compliment the commissioners for chasing our money down the street. Today's Journal had astounding numbers in it, thousands and thousands of dollars that we're trying to get back. If you hadn't read it, it's worth reading. My thoughts this evening are on the police radio system. I support the police, and I supported the $1 million or so that we contributed. What I don't support is the encrypting of information on the police frequency. I can see where the police might think it's a good idea that only police have this information. I, for one, have been using a scanner for well over 30 years. I use it to protect my family, protect my property, know where things are happening, where things aren't happening, and I'm no longer allowed this. If it was really going to do some good, we'd see less crime in the city. We wouldn't see fights that are on the newspapers and the radio channels. I spoke to a lot of people that use it the same way I do, and they use it to keep their kids out of problem areas. They don't drive down 3rd Street if there's something going on. They avoid it. And I think really we should consider decrypting this channel. I don't know how much would be involved in that. It doesn't seem like a big thing, but I think it would be a very positive thing. Some of the things that we're not hearing about, and we're supposed to have police transparency, but we don't hear a lot of it. We're not hearing a lot about riots, fire, break-ins, suspicious activity, shootings, or, as we've seen during the last week or so, a terrible incident within the city of Millville, with people openly beating somebody in the street. I think we're having more criminal activity than less, and I think the radio system is really fine. I was for it because our police needed that system. Up to $1 million I thought was a good investment. I no longer feel that way because of the encrypting. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cooper.
Good evening, Tim Cardy, Millville. First off, Mayor Santiago, I'd like to say I'm sorry to hear about the passing of your mother,
Thank you.
and also wish you a happy birthday.
Thank you.
Even though I thanked him as I was walking in, excuse me, I just want to say this because I didn't think I was going to see him. I just want to say thank you to Officer Kopp for being our school resource officer. As soon as
He's still here? Okay, we'll give him a round of applause anyway because he deserves it.
And also, I'd like to thank Chief Farabella for appointing him as our resource officer. As soon as I walked into my mom's house to pick up our girls tonight, all they could talk about is Officer Kopp coming to their class at the Child Family Center today, just like he did last year. The entire ride of Vineland, which their karate class is, they kept talking about him and singing the song, "Stop If You Find a Gun" song. They even had me singing it at one point. Again, I'd like to thank him for his hard work, his dedication, and the teaching of our children, not only about gun safety, but also the right and wrong. Also, in closing, I'd like to keep challenging our police department to continue to making community connections and strive to increase the trust with the residents, and thank them all for their time, hard work, and service to our city.
Thank you, Tim.
Christine Minkowski, Millville. I'm not very comfortable up here. I'd like to thank everybody for coming. I wish more would have came, but thank you guys for coming. I'm speaking for my family, my friends, my former coworkers, my employees, and most of all, my kids, and yours, and everybody else is in here. Our city is falling apart fast. It has been. We've been begging for help. People have come up with ideas, and nobody's really taken it serious enough. I don't know why, and I don't know how to fix it. I know if I was in your seat, I would be doing more, and I told you this today on the phone. I would be begging anybody in this state that would listen to me for help. You have lost control of the city. Didn't start with you, and I'm not blaming you, not blaming anybody. But it has to change today, yesterday, last week when we made the news, and when I had customers call me and say they are not coming to the fitness class tonight because they're scared to drive through Millville. I owe a lot of money. I didn't get grants. And a lot of people think that Mike Trout had something to do with my facility. He didn't, and that's fine. I did this personally. I was lucky enough to know somebody, a friend of the family, who had a little bit of money. And I came together and got this plan together with my ex-husband, and they went for it. The first thing they said was, why don't you come up here, North Jersey, or go down to Maryland with the rest of your family so you can make some money? And I said, what are you talking about? The whole point of me doing this is because we need it here, because our ball players are driving an hour and a half away to get lessons and to have training and to have a nice facility. So I said, I don't care about making money. I want to be here. But now I owe damn near $1 million. And I got to pay that back. And we're doing good, and we have more people coming, and it's getting better. This summer will be 2 years. But I have customers every single day that I hear say to their kids or whoever's with them, go check the door. We are in Millville. Go make sure the door's locked. Like, I don't even know what else to say. It's like, we've all said it over and over and over and over and over again. You got to do more. You're the leader. You wanted this job. You asked for the job. I want to do more. We all do. But it's your job. Figure it out. I'll be back next meeting and see if you have a new plan. You want to sit down and figure something out, I'll help. Because it cannot continue like this. It can't.
Thank you, Christine. Excuse me.
Kim Cardy, Millville, y'all know that. Christina deserves a lot of credit. Like, her facility is phenomenal. It's amazing. I didn't even come up here planning to say that. Time and time again, if we need something, there's a group of us that try very quietly to make a difference and do great things for the community. We're not a formal organization. We're just a bunch of neighbors who are trying to do well. And every time we come up against something, Christina's like, come on over. Come on over. Bake sale, come on over. Prom tickets, come on over. Christmas party, come on over. She's the first one. And there's a few others. But if we lose the Phenom Factory, and if we lose Christina, and we lose her family, we have lost a diamond in the city, and we can't afford it. And she's right. You're the leader. You asked the position. We've entrusted you in the position. It's time to do more. Tim was up here just a few minutes ago and was singing the praises of Rick Kahn. I just want to say, Officer, my girls are in love. I hope his wife knows that she's got some strong competition in the Cardy twins. He's doing an amazing job. We've made some good steps towards progress, but we're losing. We're losing. There's a gaping hole in the community. There is a significant loss in trust in the police department, and where that trust is eroded, street justice is going to fill the role, and we've already seen that happen. We saw it on the news just this week. It's time to do more. I've been asking 2 years, where's the plan? What's our plan? What's our comprehensive plan to reduce crime in our city? The 2015 Uniform Crime Report statistics were just published in NewJersey.com. Cumberland County, the only county with a significant increase in crime in 2015. The only. Our crime rate now is 31% higher than Camden City. You have a stronger likelihood of being exposed to a crime in the city of Millville than you do the city of Camden. How did that happen? We're higher than Bridgeton. We're higher than Vineland. We're higher than most other places with the exception of shore communities, which I would guarantee you, if you factor out the concept that they are a shore community and have a high transient population, their crime rate would statistically fall, and we're still up there at the top in the entire state. I'm tired of being at the top of the list of the worst. We need your leadership. I'm tired of hearing the chief can't because the prosecutor says he can't talk, or the mayor says he can't talk. Like, enough. Like, we need a comprehensive plan. We need to continue to strengthen those community boundaries and those community relationships where we've done a good job, and we need to figure out where we haven't. People need to trust the police department again. People need to trust the city officials again. We need to invest in hotspot policing. We need to look at evidence-based crime reduction. We're not the only ones in the game. We're not the only ones with a problem. We're just the only ones doing nothing. And if we're doing something, we sure don't know about it. Mr. Cooper brought up a great point today. We keep hearing transparency, 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 but you encrypted the radios and we now have no idea what's going on in our communities. None. 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 So what's the solution? We have a problem. Talking to a commissioner who said he ran into a problem driving right into something the other day. That if he, and my point was, and I'm not going to call you out, you know who you are. My point was, if you had known, you could have kept your family safe in that vehicle. If I know, I can keep my family safe. When I'm getting text messages at 7 o'clock in the morning from my father-in-law saying, hey, heads up on the way to taking the girls to school, there's a raid right now, 2nd and Broad. Stay away from it. What? Kids are walking to high school, and we're doing raids on main thoroughfares. This is insane. It is not acceptable. It hasn't been acceptable for the last 2 years, and it's gotten worse. And I don't understand. So we need to do something. You want to keep the radios encrypted? Find a solution. Motorola has a crime report solution. Figure it out. Text messages, RSS feeds, Nixle. There's a ton of solutions out there we can employ, but doing nothing is not acceptable. You're the leader. Please help us. We love our city. We want our family and our kids to bloom where they are planted. And right now, I'm not comfortable. That's the best decision I'm making for my family. Please help us.
Thank you, Kim.
Mary Messick here of Millville. First of all, I'd like to thank each and every one of you commissioners for once again allowing Crime Watch to hold Community Day for the third year in a row. And also to wish you, Mayor Mike, a happy birthday.
Thank you.
And condolences for your family. I agree with the point, the city needs to do something because we have got an increase in crime. But also, too, we have people, as Kim and a few others have said, there's several of us that are doing things here, there, and everywhere. Together, we're a mighty force. By ourselves, we're just whispers. The city used to be a lion with a roar because there was watches all over the city in all 6 divisions of the city for the zones. Now, you might have a block here, a block there. It's still a whisper. The city needs to recall where its voice is and get back that Lionel roar that we have. I've been to the Theon factory. It's a wonderful place for kids, even adults. It's easy to get to, and it's right here within our own town. You take a look at your high street, you've seen a lot of things disappear. We've got things here still. And yet, we have still always managed to overlook a few good points. Yes, Millville has a problem, and we've said we're broken, and we need help, and we've asked you for help. You've given us some help in different areas. We have turned around, and we have brought up a few athletes. We have brought up a football player. We have brought up a boxer. We have brought up a baseball player. We even had a musician who's a guitarist, a coach for a renowned, known university. These are pluses. They didn't get that way by a blink of the eye or a pat on the back. They got there because it took this city and us being a complete village to raise them. And for that, I thank you.
Thank you, Mary.
Raise this up, right? Pastor Steve Harris, my wife Anna Marie, from formerly Millville Community Church, now Restoration House. That's our new name. I wanted to make 2 quick announcements, and I want to make a comment about the news clip about the young lady who was beaten. First thing is, this Thursday at City Hall steps is National Day of Prayer. So any and all are welcome to come out. Pastors are going to be there, but please, if you're of faith and you just want to come out for support, we really want to encourage everyone and anyone to be there. Our city needs prayer, as we know. I'm sorry.
What time, Steve?
High noon. So noontime, right here at the steps of the city. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, I really want to thank everyone who's either participated in this room or whoever's watching this in Code Blue. We had another successful season. A lot of people coming out of the cold that were able to get a warm meal and to get a cot and to be able to spend the night safely. We also, on the flip side of that, our Housing First initiative is kicking in. We're now starting to get people enrolled in that program that is going to get them off the street for good. And of the 48 people that are now registered from Cumberland County, we have 4 already going through the program. So it sounds small, but it is a lot of effort to go into those people because of their issues. So I want to just encourage everyone here that we've talked about homeless problem, and we continue to, but there's action that is being done. So we need people to be involved in it. Whether you're donating money or your time, I really want to thank you on behalf of the M25 initiative. I want to say, I didn't even recognize her, but thank you, Christine, for all that you do. And that's my phone. So I want to thank you because I know you're a private business, but I heard your story when we talked about how you could have gone to North Jersey, but you chose to make a difference here. And we need to back you. And our church thanks you for, allowing us to use your facility for kids to come in and have a great time. So I really want to, on behalf of us, we just want to say thanks. Okay? Yeah, you're doing it. And I saw the video that was reported on ABC. And to see that poor woman get kicked around and beaten like that. If somebody didn't film it, the sad part is we probably wouldn't have known about it. That's the sad part. So, Mayor, I know you've heard the complaints of the people. You're the chief. You know what needs to be done with the police and so forth, but you can't control people. And I want to make that clear. It is going to take a group effort in our community to come together to start to change the mindset of people. I don't care what color you are. It's going to take a mindset for people to change. Our youth, something like what Christine has, is unfortunately few and far between here. We have nothing for kids here. We need to start developing that. We need to start investing in kids. I heard the interviews where people were saying we have no hope. That's got to change. So the religious community, us pastors, we're trying to get together and trying to put some things together to bring hope and to bring our message, but we need everyone on the same page. And I've said this over and over again, and I'm not pointing at any one commissioner. I want to know where Millville's going to be in 10 years. I want a vision plan of where you want to take the city. Right now, unless it's not public, I don't know. So it's almost like a game of whack-a-mole. You get like a problem here and a problem there, and you're like putting out fires left and right. And all we're talking about is this happened here. Okay, let's run to that. This problem here happened that. Where do we want to take Millville? Because the older generations are dying off that have stayed here for a long time. Demographics are changing. And if we don't start bringing in businesses, this is going to continually get worse. So for the sake of the city, for the sake of the people in it, I just want to encourage us to get together and start thinking of things. But for all 5 of you, where is it that you want to take a new Millville? We're not glass anymore. That ship has sailed. So what is it now? Logan Township, Mayor Minor got Amazon to expand. Amazon.com would have been a gold mine here. Putting them out in the airport or something? Did we even compete for it? Are we even talking to people about it? I don't know. So I'm just coming to you with that thought that it's not just about crime, but it's a holistic look of where are we going? Where do we see ourselves in that time period? 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now, when new generations have already come up and we've lost them. So on that, I just want to thank you for the work that you have done. On the religious community side, we partner with you. We want to help, and we want to work with people in the community. So I thank you for your time.
Thank you, Pastor.
Tammy Rommel, Millville. I'm a mother of 2 children. I have a 30-year-old and a 16-year-old. I'm petrified for them to go out the door. They walk out and Mom is right behind. My son leaves for work sometimes at midnight to go to work at Durant. And I'm scared to death because he cannot afford a car right now, that he's going to get either mugged, shot, killed. It has to stop. not go to Wawa's without being harassed for money. And if you don't give it to them, they threaten you. I've called the cops. I went to the store managers, and they've told me there's nothing we can do. Something needs to be done in this city. I'm petrified to go outside at night because I have people coming up on my steps in the middle of the night to steal my cigarette butts out of my ashtray. And nothing's done. It just goes from bad to worse. I won't let my daughter walk out the door to the car without following her. Do something. Thank you.
Thank you, Tammy.
Marietta Daniel, Cedar Street. First, I agree with you about transparency in the scanners. I use that scanner for the same reason. Many times I've called my daughter-in-law and said, please don't go down 2nd Street. There's been shootings there. Please take the back way home. And she has because of what I heard on the scanner. Christine, I adore you. Every time we have asked you for something, and we ask for some silly things. We have some silly ideas. You come through for us. And I'm going to support you, and I'm going to be there for you, even if I do break out in sweat in public. My deepest condolences to you, Mayor.
Thank you.
On the loss of your mom. 2 weeks ago, I woke up to 2 detectives at my door because of 2 shootings that happened at Carlton House Apartments. No, they didn't happen on 2nd Street. No, it wasn't in the 3rd Ward. This happened in the nicer side of town, right on Cedar Street. Nothing was ever put in the newspaper. I looked. So I'm not even sure how many of my neighbors know that something like that occurred in their neighborhood. Shouldn't the public be notified of something like that? Shouldn't they know? Transparency. This isn't just a 3rd ward, I'm so sorry, 3rd Ward problem. It's a Millville problem, and it's spreading over to Cedar Street and beyond. If it's not in your neighborhood yet, it will be. If nothing happens, it will be. I love Millville, but when your town makes the Chicago Evening News, you know your town has problems. And when you read the comments of that news story, because the interview had a lady in there saying that Millville was Little Chicago, those people were offended. I was in shock. I just shook my head. I couldn't believe it. Some of these commissioners have said that we have the potential to be known as a world-class city. Well, we're known all right, all for the wrong reasons. You want people to come to the Arts District, the Lavoie, the racetrack. People would love to come to them, but first they're discussing, how do we go about getting there? What road do we take into town? Do I want to take that chance? I am begging you. Reach out to any agency possible. Sheriff, state police, prosecutor's office, governor. Please, please, please get us help. Please.
Thank you, Mary Ann.
Bob Kilroy, Millville. Just want to say on behalf of people in Millville and a business owner myself, I feel that we should be backed up by the city and the police department, whoever, to feel safe operating a business. I closed my shop a year and a half ago to take care of my dad. My dad's gone. My shop still sits empty because I'm afraid to open up. I don't want to get robbed and have my family jeopardize anybody just for a couple bucks. I'm sorry to say it, but it's bullshit. Thank you.
My name is Marissa Ranello, Millville. I'm one of your newest residents in town.
I'd like to be here, and I'd like to stay. This isn't what I pictured. This is a really beautiful city. I'm from New York, so I'm not a prude, and I'm familiar with crime. I'm a walker because I'm a city girl. I put my kid in a stroller, and I am everywhere. You will see me. You would be surprised where you see me. I want to continue living my life that way. I don't want to pick, and I'm not exaggerating, 12 needles off my front lawn since December. My kid can't play in the park because there's needles sticking up out of the cedar chips and laying on the playgrounds where the rubber mats are. The day before Easter, the Easter egg hunt, I was told that it might be a possibility from people who pick up needles in the park who I encountered on Saturdays, that they are doing an Easter egg hunt at Union Lake. Now, I don't know Union Lake. I don't live by Union Lake. But I took the mile walk to Union Lake to go maybe clean up some needles. I didn't see needles, but I saw prophylactics everywhere. I saw clothes and syringes. It bothers me. The night before Easter, as I was wrapping some baskets, I had heard gunshots in my alley. There's an alley right behind my home. 100 feet away to where I could only compare it with phone in hand if you thought you wanted to win a contest with a radio. That's how fast I called 911. And I told the 911 dispatcher my address and my name, and he was connecting me to the local police department here. And before I could even once again confirm my address, I was told, oh, that's just fireworks. It wasn't fireworks. I know what fireworks sound like. And I'd like to say that a moment later, I did hear fireworks. But the first time I didn't hear fireworks, I heard gunfire. I hear gunfire pretty regularly here. I live on a hill, so I'm really not too concerned, I guess, about it blowing through my house like I've read, that it's hitting cars and houses and what I guess is the third ward. I'm not really familiar with wards. I'm more used to neighborhoods. I'd like to stay here because I've met some good people here. And I know that your police are doing everything that they can. But I think that they need better tools. If your police are telling other people that it's just fireworks when some of your residents know that it's gunfire, then there's a detection problem. I don't think cameras are going to do anything for the crime personally, but anything you could do with tools, it's great. You have people that are fighting for the cameras right now. So I really don't think that they care whether cameras are there or not. And I'm pleading with you guys. Let me stay here. Let me bring more people here. We had a small business for kids in New York. We'd like to open one here. I don't want to take it elsewhere. I don't want to take my family elsewhere. So please, make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Kirk Hewitt, Millville. The police department, we know they're undermanned. We know the chief is his back's against the wall. There's some numbers that were sent out today, just some reference numbers as far as personnel. You can look back through the years. Personnel numbers are the same. We have the same personnel in the police department within 2 to 3 points from 1999 to 2015. 68 to 77 for a high in 2010. I know we have more officers coming. What's changed that's made it so that we are wondering why the police department's having troubles? What's changed is what the police department has to deal with. That's what's changed. Did they have to deal with today's problems in 1999? No. Were we coming here begging for help in 1999? No. There's our problem. Yes, they need more men on the force, men and women. Thankfully, we're going to get that. But Do we, at this point in time, need New Jersey State Police in town? These people post pictures and videos and taunts on these social media pages, taunting the police department, riding dirt bikes up and down the road, right in front of officers. They put it right on social media. Why do they do that? They got no respect for the chief and his men and women out there. Do we need help? Yeah, we need help. State police roll up to do a bust. They handle it. You know, do they handle it because they're so much better? Well, in reality, in the real world, just their status places them a little bit higher. Are they better than our officers? No, but they're respected more. I'm sorry, when these guys have to go out on the street and work, and the people that they are out there to protect people from, to protect themselves from, don't respect them, what? They're already up against the wall. When they start their shift, they're up against the wall. It's just a shame. I'm going to give you one quick example. Took my grandson down to Tuckahoe for Boy Scouts last Thursday night. Come back through town, 9:45. Construction right here at 2nd and Broad. Street was blocked. That's fine. Great, it was being done at night. We were detoured down 3rd Street. My grandson says to me, "Pop, we don't go there." I said, "Nick, it's okay, we have to." He didn't discuss it till the next morning. I said, "Nick, they were working on the road. Police were there." I didn't tell him the police were there to block traffic. I told him the police were there because he knows you don't go in that area. He's 8.5 years old, and he knows this. He hears this. He lives with this. We take him to Tuckahoe. Why do I take him to Tuckahoe? It's better for him, but another reason, we're not going to venture through town at 9 or 10 o'clock at night to go to Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts. So we ride to Tuckahoe. That's what we do. Chief, we know you're doing your job. We know your guys are doing your job. Maybe it's just time to say, you know, we were told last meeting we're looking at 1.5 years before the new officers are able to be on the street. I believe that's what you said, Mr. Mayor. It's not going to be anything against you or your guys and girls. Let's bring in some help and have them here around the clock. And I'll bet you we'll see a difference. And then you won't need them, even though you'll have them, because you'll start getting Millville back. If you can get Millville back, we get Millville back. That's all I got. Thank you.
Kurt.
A lot shorter. Hi, my name's Sean Connors, and I apologize for not having anything prepared, but I'm very happy to be here, and I thank you for your willingness to serve in our community. I know it has to be an incredibly difficult position that all of you are in. I'm the director of the SHINE program at First United Methodist Church. I also work for Connecting Families to Communities under the Family Strengthening Network umbrella. I work with 17 families in that capacity with a holistic approach to healing families and keeping them rooted in our community, because although I recognize the many problems that we have, I really do feel that there's a lot of wonderful and amazing things and opportunities here. On our roster for SHINE right now, currently, we have 103 children. That's the highest we've ever been. Each day, each afternoon, I spend with these kids, and daily attendance varies from 50, 60 kids a day. We provide a full dinner, we do homework help, we do Bible lessons, we do various activities. We also do service projects where we go out into the community and we clean up. And I agree, the drug paraphernalia is absolutely insane in this community. And I don't know what the answers are for a lot of this. I just feel somebody has to be a voice for these kids, and I'm directly connected to the inner city community, and I don't see a lot present here right now. And that breaks my heart because I don't feel they have the right to have a voice. They're renters. They're the Section 8 people that everybody says let them kill each other when they post on Facebook. And that's just not an appropriate answer. It's unacceptable for us to talk about other human beings like that. We can't write people off, whether they're in the third ward or whether they're in the center city neighborhood right around our church. And it seems to me that we just want to dismiss and let the animals kill each other. Look what the savages have done to this community. We're focusing too much on this and wanting to take something back that is from years gone by. We have to discover what our new Millville is going to look like, and it's going to have many colors and many shades, and we have to accept and embrace that. Where's the employment opportunities for these families? I had a mother who wanted to go to work. She got a job. She went to work, but she was offered more hours. If she took the hours, she'd lose her child care. So she either loses the child care and then she can't afford to pay for it, or she doesn't take the hours so that she can continue to have the life that she has, it's treading water. One day, I went out on a prayer walk. We walk around the community with the kids a lot, and we try to get them, we do, like I said, neighborhood cleanups, various projects that we do. We're on a prayer walk, and I'm standing there like naive at the time, and I look up and the sky's bright and blue, and the birds are chirping, and everything's beautiful and wonderful. But then I looked down, and it was like this defining moment in my life where I saw boarded up houses, foul language written on the sides of buildings, a fence kicked in, overgrown properties, trash all over the place. If that's my reality walking out, that becomes my baseline normal. So I become desensitized to seeing that. These kids are flailing in the water for their lives right now. I have a little kid in our program who sleeps on the floor because gunshots hit the side of his grandmother's house. He sleeps on the floor. He has a bed, but he sleeps on the floor. And these are the kids that so many people write off in all these programs. Everything's free that we do because we were blessed and graced by the grant that we have received from the Community Block Grant for the last several years, and through the generosity of several churches in our community and a lot of other organizations. We're able to do a lot. We provide a service for these children, and we've branched out into a mother's group. We've branched out into a troubled teen boys group. It's limitless, the potential, as long as the resources continue to be available. But as a community, we can't keep talking about people as if they're disposable. We have to approach the problem differently. Writing people off and blaming each other isn't going to solve the problem. I don't have answers, and I don't pretend to, and that's why I trust God, and I encourage others to as well. But I just want, our kids deserve better. We are failing these kids. I want to tell one quick thing before I close. A boy came to the program last July, and he walked in and presented himself as a 13-year-old boy. Standards, permission slip, goes home, it comes back signed, yada, yada. I discovered he was homeless and sleeping behind the library, and as I tried to continue to contact an aunt and a grandmother whose numbers I had, they never returned the call. At Christmas time, we invited him to come stay with us in my house and with my family, and he did. And for all practical purposes, we believed he was a 16-year-old or 13-year-old boy. I was naive. Some people penned him for 16. But anyway, comes time to go back to school, and I sit down with him. I was like, "You're not in school." He says, "No." I said, "Well, we'll take care of that. I went to the Board of Ed. They tell me the process, all this stuff. I'm trying to work on it. Long story short, we discover that indeed he is a 21-year-old man from Newark, New Jersey, who had warrants, a warrant from Newark and a warrant from Union County for probation violation issues because both parents were incarcerated. He was through the foster care system and in at least 5 foster care homes that he remembers. He definitely has some delays, and we continued to stay with him because we consider him family, and because that's what my God wants me to do. And we went to court with him in Union County, where he is cleared of everything there. She didn't even put him on new probation and transfer. We're waiting for Essex County will be in June. I say if there was a program like Shine, if there was something available to him, maybe he would have had a chance. Maybe he would have had a fighting chance if the adults in his life didn't fail him. We're failing our kids. I was threatened last Monday to be punched in the face by a bunch of boys who were running through the church parking lot because they had just stolen things at the dollar store on 2nd Street. As they ran through the parking lot, they pushed one of my volunteers. I went out. We ultimately did call the police. They were not involved in our program, but they wanted to dive into the church to hide. This boy threatened to punch me in the face, and to be honest, God knows what's going to happen anyway. I really don't live in fear. I walk those streets all the time. I just figure when it's my time, it's my time. I'm not going to be stupid, but I'm not going to live in fear. But that I had to hold up the release for the kids. When there were shots fired up the street several weeks ago, I had to hold the kids in the church. I wouldn't release them until I felt it was safe. I don't know what we need to do, but we need to do something, and it involves every one of us. It's not just them and pointing fingers at what they're not doing or what could be done differently, whatever. We need to brainstorm together, and it needs to be in the churches. The faith community needs to be active. Our city commissioners need to be alert and engaged and on their feet. Our police department needs to be alert and engaged on their feet. But us as citizens, we need to do more and hold ourselves accountable, every one of us. Somebody said it takes a village. We need to be that village. Our kids don't stand a chance if we're not.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you.
Well said.
Thank you.
How you doing? My name's Alex Soto. I'm from 9th Street, Millville. Everybody's been saying a lot of good stuff up here, and we all kind of know what the issues are. But the last few times we've been in the public eye, it's been kind of embarrassing. Going back even to the Mike Trout video, which everybody seemed to adore and all that stuff, I kind of saw it a little bit differently. When they showed the rundown warehouses and High Street looking like total crap, that wasn't cool to see. Oh, look what Mike Trout came from. He overcame this adversity to be who he is. That was a slap in the face. Like, watching that wasn't cool at all. Yeah, it was cool because we're baseball people and it's Mike and all that good stuff. But other people had to be looking at that like, whoa, that's cool. He came from that. But to us as citizens, to me, watching it in the facility, we had it on, and it's like, yeah, you drive that by all the time. We drive down whatever street. We see the Wheatons, torn down. But when you saw it on TV, they kind of put a different perspective on it, put a little different angle on it, a little different spin on it. That building looked a little nastier. Those for sale signs down High Street looked a little bit more, saddening, really. And then last week on the news, everybody knows the Facebook stuff, and it's a shame too that was one video that they showed on the news. If you guys are Facebook stalking like everybody else was at that point, because it was kind of interesting. It was see how close it was to everybody. There was multiple videos, multiple things, multiple angles throughout the entire day, and that was kind of concerning when you're talking about something that is 3 blocks away from spilling over to a school district. Bacon School is right around the corner from all that was going on. Our 47's a little bit closer that way. If that happens during the store and that escalates into a bigger area, a bigger thing, we have a much bigger issue on our hands than, being on Channel 6. And I know everything's tough to do because we're a small community and everything like that, but if there are programs that need us to be voted on, then we ask you guys to present them to us. We can research. We can kind of do this as a team and try and reach out and help each other. Like Sean was saying, it's going to be multi-leveled, our attack, like to get our community back. We need the leadership. We need police help. We need them. They need probably the most help just because of what they have to deal with. So whatever they need, I suggest we try to vote on it. If it's going to cost us more money as taxpayers, maybe we need to swallow that a little bit and step up to the mic and vote for change. If things just keep getting passed over and we keep losing, we're going to lose. We're going to have people that move out of here instead of coming to here. And we don't need that. We can, like we said, we had a lot of good things going on. We have a lot of good athletes, whether it's we have a lot of good role models that we can look to. And there's got to be a lot of good resources out there that we need to, attach ourselves to. So whatever it is, you guys need our help. I know the community, we don't even really have everybody that voices their opinion here. Like if you really look on Facebook, there's probably times 1,000 of the people that are saying the same thing just on Facebook. They can't get out here. They don't want to come out here, whatever their reasons are. But they're out there too, saying the same thing we are. So, we're here to help. I know you guys are there to help, and I hope you guys can hear our pleas for help, and hopefully the next year will be a lot better for everybody.
Thank you, Alex.
Sorry, I'm not all that fast. I guess I'll make it quick. Quick change of pace. Oh, wait, sorry. I'm going to be slightly respectful. Quick change of pace. Earlier in the works. Oh, Greg Kears, out by the airport, Millville. Earlier today in the work session, there was a note made about, I guess, the responsibility of commissioners, I guess you could call it, and like the order in which people are called. And I feel like the issues we're having right now is one of the fundamental flaws in the Walsh Act, which Millville voters rejected even looking at an alternative, because under the Faulkner Act you would have either an empowered mayor or an empowered city administrator that can make these decisions without having to go through, you know, a 6-person phone call chain, I guess you could call it. Yeah, I guess the elephant in the room, which I didn't originally intend to speak on, is all the crime here in Millville. One, I lived in Chester, Pennsylvania for 4 years. I lived in an extremely violent, albeit gentrifying neighborhood in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania for 2 more years after that. Believe me, Millville, it's not that bad, guys. It's really not that bad. And the fact that, I mean, there was a mention earlier about Amazon. Why would a company that's looking on Facebook and just seeing negative about the city want to come here? There's nothing being said that's positive about the city. It's just negative. And frankly, if I were Amazon, I wouldn't want to come here. I would pick Vineland over here. And I mean, we all hate Vineland. Come on. I mean, I think we all agree on that one. Like, we do bonfires because we hate them. And I really, it bothers me really to see the negativity, the shade that's thrown at this city. Because, you know what, I'm hearing about all the problems, but I'm seeing a certain monochromatic face in this room. You're not bringing in the stakeholders from the neighborhoods that are the most effective. You're having people from what I call the green belt around the city complaining. But they're not the ones that live in these neighborhoods who are the most affected by the violence, the drugs, the prostitution. I think if you truly want to have change in this town, you need to bring in everyone. Not just some of us, all of us. That's all.
Thank you, Greg.
I'll put my hat back on.
Thank you.
Good evening, Heather Limbeck, West Side of Millville. I'm going to kind of reiterate on a couple things. The needles, they have to be some sort of public health issue. We're finding them in a lot of places that we shouldn't. We're finding them on a high street. Something has to be done with that. It can't just be us. I thought we had a parks and recreations. Don't they help out? Streets and roads, don't they help out with any of the cleanup of different things? The transparency. I want to go back to an article from August 2015. Mr. Farabella was promoted to chief. He was exploring the idea of body cameras, implementing the anonymous texting system, adding more officers, and he spoke of a civilian academy. We are still struggling with manpower. As far as I understand, we don't have body cameras, and there is not an academy. I guess people didn't join. I don't know how long you advertised it. Maybe you didn't get it out to everybody. I'm not sure. The chief is also quoted as saying, in light of what's going on in the country, we believe in transparency. To me, transparent means see-through. So far, transparency doesn't exist. Here we are, 2017. Still looking for manpower. Still waiting for transparency, while our surrounding counties have all had a decrease in their crime. Ours in Cumberland County has risen. I do want to say happy birthday, and I'm very sorry.
Thank you.
For
Thank
your
you.
family's loss. I know I come up here and I complain, but you are the people I need to complain to.
Fine.
I voted for all of you. I really did. You know, I voted for all of you because I believed in you. Right now, I'm having a hard time believing in any of you. As you all discuss the chief's contract, maybe you ought to think about new leadership, along with reminding yourselves all of your seats are up in November, and I'm not the only one that votes. Thank you.
Thank you, Heather.
Hi, my name is Austin Layton. I'm also from Millville, actually on Cedar Street. I don't know if you went. I see a lot of people saying this and that and saying that things are wrong with the city, but I don't actually see many people standing up and doing something, you know? As a young adult, there's not much for us to do around here. We have the theater, the racetrack. It doesn't really attract young adults to the area. It doesn't really give us stuff to do. When I try to hang out with my friends, we have to go out of the area to find something to do because there's nothing really for us to do here. Getting a job, even just minimum base jobs here is difficult because I don't know if it might be the regulations on the businesses that makes it difficult for them. But it's hard for businesses to keep company, to keep employees, and it's hard for us to get jobs. So when there's nothing for us to really do in the area, and it's hard to get a job, what do you really expect to happen when people are doing drugs and beating each other up? People are bored. There's nothing to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Austin.
How you doing? Chief Farabella, Millville Police Department. Just want to say a few things. I can see a lot of people are here hurting. People want answers. There's a lot of grapevine going out there. There's a lot of inaccurate information going on. I just want to explain that during that incident, it was a tragic incident. Obviously, it's got national news. It was on, it got some YouTube exposure. But I just want them, the Millville residents to know that I'm very proud of what the officers did. We went out there 7 different times. The response time was a minute to 2 minutes every time the police were called. Several arrests have been made from this. More arrests will become from this event. But I heard a lot of comments, been on the news quite a bit in the last couple of days. We can't control people's actions, and I've said this time and time. If I had a crystal ball I could give my officers, I'd give it to them. And I'm very proud of what we have. The guys work there every day for your safety, the quality of life of Millville. And I back these guys up every day. And I know everybody's worrying about that YouTube thing. It was especially for the residents that live around there. But isn't it interesting that there's not many of those people here? You guys are all from the outskirts and other places. I'm sorry. All right. Well, I'm glad you're here to express. Sorry, but I know what you saw in that event that day. I know you're there, and it was horrifying. But I will assure you that these people are under arrest. There's going to be more people under arrest. There's some people we identified, and we want to thank some people that actually YouTubed it, but there was some people trying to egg it on. You have a communication device in your hand. Why don't you hit 911, call the police? And that's what we saw a little bit of. But I also heard things about, for our youth. In the last 2 years, we've done tremendous things for our youth. We have a PAL program that started. We're doing flag football right now. There's over 100 kids that just showed up. And these kids are Center City kids. And they come out there. They respect our officers. They open up to our officers. We talk about, Ms. Lindbeck talked about transparency. I'm all about transparency. Body wire cameras was not in our arsenal. We didn't have the money for it. I would love to see ShotSpotter. We just don't have the money for it. We've tried with the grants. We don't have it. LPRs, we just I've heard we got a bond for that, and that's going to help us out with some detective stuff. But
Chief, you gotta explain LPR, because I don't think they know what
License,
it is.
license plates tag readers is what they are. And just to give you a quick overview of what that is, we have these strategically throughout the city. When there is a shots fired, you know, and there's multiple cameras within the city, we always get, there's a white van that went by. We heard that there was a shots fired, a caller called it in. White van goes by, and that goes by that tag. Now you have a timestamp. You had the shooting, you have the car that went by, now we know who the registered owner is. You have an investigative tool, and most cities have it. So it's a great tool. You know, from the beginning of this thing, when ShotSpotter was introduced, you know, you have to rely on law enforcement and what the guys need. And I went to my detective bureau, and we talked to my detective bureau, and that was the best vitable tool that they wanted at that time. Sure, I'd take it in a minute if it was given to me, but, you know, that's that. I want to clarify a couple things, and I do like your comment right there. You know, Millville isn't the baddest town in Cumberland County. I've worked with a lot of different townships. I've worked with the FBI, DEA, OCB, you name it. Atlantic City, I've seen it all. Millville's a resilient town. It has its problems. You know, heroin's an epidemic that's in every city. I don't know the answer how you're going to walk out the door one day and not find a needle somewhere. It's going to happen. It's an epidemic. The thing with transparency with the radios, fellas, I'm going to be straight with you on that. That had nothing to hide from your scanners. That was a safety reason. That what's called a 700 megahertz. We got those radios, and we were waiting for a long time to get those. It was for officer safety. We had officers who couldn't hear each other. We couldn't hear them in dispatch. So I commend this commission for applying for that. It was not $1 million, but it was somewhere near that. We now have a 700 meg system that now we can hear our officers everywhere in the city. It's not just Millville. Violent has it. Violent has it. Bridgeton just went to it. It's just something in the future. The old system we had was analog, and it was outdated. We went from the worst radio system in the state to the best. So that's the reason why some of you guys can't hear us on the radio. It's not for we don't want to let you know what's going on. That's the truth of the matter. Yeah, it's the same thing the New Jersey State Police have. Same thing. It's a 700 megahertz system, and you can't. I'm sure there's a way you could probably get onto it. There probably is. It might come with a fee, but that's not the reason why we went to it. It was really for officer safety. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, Chief.
My name is Jonathan Murky. I live on Churchill Drive. Don't you love democracy?
Yes.
I do.
Yes.
I grew up where it wasn't, and I'm grateful for what we have. And I thank you all for sitting up there so quietly and listening to all of us. And I understand realism and facing real issues and challenges. But I also wonder sometimes, and thank you for your comments, if everyone who complained would do just one thing, what difference it would make. Because I see what happens at Shine, and our church believes in it enough to participate in the Shine ministry. The third Saturday of every month, a group of us get together and clean up downtown, and if everyone would get the vision, we could have our whole city cleaning up downtown once a month. Even once a month makes a difference. We meet at 10 o'clock at St. Paul's Lutheran Church the third Saturday and just go for it. Never once have I felt threatened by anyone, and I walk downtown routinely. Never once felt threatened. Coming soon, coming in July, is Play Streets. It's a collaborative kind of team effort of the city, of the police, of the fire department, of the EMS, of community businesses, of community churches. And you could volunteer, by the way, from 10 till 2 every Wednesday starting July 12th. It is powerful, and it's right downtown. The police block off Pine Street from 2nd to 3rd, and the neighborhood kids come and people come, and there's just a lot of good things that happen. What would happen if we all did what Commissioner Ennis did a couple summers ago and just got people to start cleaning up sidewalks and cleaning out the curbing and all of that? Something happens when we all work together collaboratively. that changes not only the look, but the attitude and the atmosphere. And I just want to challenge you. I believe what I say. I do. I'm practicing what I'm preaching right now. And I just want to encourage you to do the same, because I moved to Millville 25 years ago. I'm still here. I love Millville. And I hope and pray that you're going to see the changes that you're looking for, because this is a great place to be. And I'm grateful for the privilege of being here. And I want to thank you for the privilege of sharing. And I want to say about our police department. I know I'm wearing this tonight. I'm on call this week. I get a chance to ride along with officers and spend time with officers. We have an amazing group of officers. You should watch how they interact with the public. I went on a ride-along today. It's incredible for me to watch a 25-year-old interact with people in a crisis moment in a powerful way, in a dignified way, in a respectful way. It happens. And I'm so grateful to be a part of a place where I can be a part of what's happening. And I just encourage you to join me and join the others who are part of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Mason. Seeing no one else, I close the public portion part of this meeting. We'll have comments of commissioners. Commissioner Davis.
New guy goes first, huh?
That's how it is.
There's some tough acts to follow there. Yeah, I'm feeling your pain. But better days are ahead, I hope. I hope for all of us. You know, I live in Center City, so I see a lot of the craziness and the violence and the poverty and the hopelessness. You know, I see it. I see it every day. But I'm going to shift gears. I want to focus on a couple of really great things that I saw over the last 4 or 5 days. Friday was Arbor Day, celebrated in Millville, and the Recreation Department and the Shade Tree Commission and Jane Christie, the chairperson from the Holly Society. We took the time in the afternoon to plant some holly trees in the city park in Waltman Park. You know, for the future of Millville, to beautify the future. Better days are ahead in that park. Then on Saturday or Sunday it was, I went to another great fundraiser at the Phenom Factory. And the Phenom Factory is phenomenal all the time. Christine Mikowski and her staff had a bake sale there this weekend, and they're going to send 8 students, at least 8 students right now. I'm sure they'll get some more donations to the prom who would not otherwise have been able to go. I don't know what their total contributions were, but I imagine it costs a pretty dollar to send a kid to the prom nowadays, and they're going to send 8 students who wouldn't have gotten an opportunity to go. And I was glad to be part of that event. Thanks for the invite. And then yesterday, the Cumberland County Bar Association recognized Rick Cott. And Rick Cott, he's been recognized a lot lately, but he deserves every bit of it. He runs the city's PAL, and he's just increasing the numbers there every year. And he was honored with the Liberty Bell Award by the Bar Association for his community service, which is just outstanding. Every day, I don't know how he finds time to spend with his family. Now his wife's involved. So, you know, he's just one of the good guys with a uniform on that just goes over and above to do so much more. And Commissioner Stewie touched on a big event coming up this week, and something that's dear to my heart. It's the Youth Week. And there's events every night, Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. If your children would like to come, it's for 1st grade through 6th grade. You should show up around 5:30 to get registered. And then Saturday morning, it's right here on the hill at City Hall. That starts at 9. You should show up around 8:30 to get registered. And with that, Mayor, I'm looking forward to better things.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Ennis.
Yeah, first I want to say to Christine, I had an opportunity to tour your facility. And for those of you who haven't, is a wonderful, I believe, contribution to the city of Millville. I apologize to you. I apologize because, and I'm speaking for myself, you have not gotten the support that you need. And I think that I could have done perhaps more to help you to make your business more attractive. Please don't give up, and don't never think that what you're doing is in vain, because it's not. we've got some growing to do, and there's some things that we can improve in. But don't feel like your efforts are for naught, because they're not for naught. On a personal level, I probably have never felt more discouraged as a human being than I am right now. I've been with this city as a city commissioner for 4 years, and I'll be honest with you, I've never been non-productive. I have a track record to prove it. Anything I've ever gone into, I gave it everything that I had. I feel like I wasted 4 years of my life because I came to this city with a promise to rebuild, reclaim, and restore. And everything that I went to do has been obstructed and apprehended by intentional, organized obstruction. I want to say to those of you who are here tonight, I have a few more months to go, and this seat will be occupied by someone else. My decision was made a long time ago. We're not here forever, and I don't want to fight in a battle and die on a mountain where I'm not going to make the fullest impact that I could possibly make. But to the people who are in this room, you need to understand you have power. You have the power to make a difference. It doesn't matter what neighborhood you live in. It doesn't matter the extent of your bank account. It doesn't matter how many yachts you own. If you're here tonight, you've got power. You can make a change in this community. I want to say in defense of the title of mayor, and give me a few minutes because I'm going to take my time. Everybody else has spoken, so I want the respect of speaking. The night that we had the election, for a minute I was ahead of everybody, and I went into my closet and I prayed, Lord, please don't let me win to be mayor. And I prayed that prayer because I knew the pain that comes with the seat of being a mayor in a city that really doesn't have a mayor. And what I mean by that is, in November, you're going to go to the polls. There will not be a place on the ballot that says mayor. So even when the dice are rolled and whoever gets the most votes becomes mayor, there's not a thing he or she can do without the consensus of the other people who are elected as city commissioners. And this is why when the young man spoke about changing the form of government, people, there's nothing wrong with change. Every now and then, we need to change. We've been under this form for 114 years. It's time for a change. And I do look at Millville. Thank you, New York. I thank you because you bring a new perception and you bring new thoughts with you. And I have always viewed Millville as a city that has the potential to become a world-class city simply because of where we're geographically located, but also because of the things that are here. Neighboring cities wish that they had the Morris River running right by City Hall. They wish that they had a motorsports park. They wish that they had the Leroy Theater. They wish that they had all of the wonderful things that we have in this city, but they don't. So we do have the potential to become a world-class city. And I agree with you, to the young lady who spoke about how we view people. Until we view people as people, and just so that some of you remember, I've been involved here for almost 30 years. I didn't just get involved. I've been doing this a long time. And you know what I heard for years at the meetings I'd go to? We need to get rid of these people. Let's get rid of the undesirables. Until we find the methodology to make the undesirable desirable, you're going to continue to get the same results that you're getting as a city. We cannot write people off, young lady. I commend you for how eloquently you spoke that. You can't write people off as if they're nothing. Because it's only by the grace of God that I'm not a drug addict. It's only by the grace of God. You know what drugs does? It takes you to a world where there's no pain. The reason why people are doing it is because when they look at Millville, they say, I may as well give up and find an escape route. So I'll use heroin, I'll use alcohol, I'll use marijuana, I'll use whatever it takes, because if I'm depending on the city to get me out, I'm in a world of trouble. Leadership makes all the difference in the world. And I'm proud to say that I have contextually been engaged and involved with some of the lower elements. And I'm proud of it. I don't look down upon people because I know where I come from. And until you have been there, you'll never be able to understand what it's like. It's easy to say get rid of these people when you live in a very nice community. But it's better when you can be among people and you can touch them and you understand why does a woman sell her body. It's not because she wants to. It's because it's her way of making $1. You've got to understand people. So as we come to the end of another election year, you need to think. Do your research. Don't just vote for people because their names are popular. Find out who they are and where they come from. I agree. We can't control people. But this is what I will close with. Neither can we stop birds from flying over our heads, but we can stop them from nesting in our hair. When you make Millville a more popular, beautified city, I guarantee you, you will deter people who want to do bad things from coming here. And this is why I've always thrived to clean it up, get rid of the filth. Remember when we first got elected, we took Wade Boulevard, beautified it. All the entry and exit points, we beautified them. That was sending a message to people who don't like these types of atmospheres that you're not welcome here. If you go down Wade Boulevard now, it is an atrocity. It's terrible. The grass is as tall as me, and I'm sorry, but these are the things that are contributing to making us where we are. So I would be remiss tonight to sit in this seat and leave this room and not address the hurt that I've heard that has come out of the mouths of the people. You are right, and I want to be a part of your team. I'm anxious about engaging with you. I'm anxious about hearing, Miss New York, what you have to say, because you have the power to make Millville the city that it's supposed to be. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Sui.
Wow. Well, you guys do have some power. Now, we're going to keep getting the police department the equipment they need. We're going to keep getting them the manpower we need. There are a couple things that I want you to think about that you have the power to change, and it's not just with this commission if you so desire to do that, but you need to start writing your state legislators, and I'll tell you why. One is the Bail Reform Act. If you think, no, I see somebody shaking their head, okay, great, but if you think locking somebody up and letting them right back out is going to solve your problem, it's not. There are some of you that think everybody in the world can be saved. Everybody in the world can't be saved unless they want to be saved. Now, you saw it during the video of that fight. You saw people that had no respect for each other, no respect for law and order, no respect for anything, no respect for you, no respect for your city. And then you better start thinking about why. And when you start thinking about why, I want you to analyze the underlying causes. I pretty much have my opinion, but you'll find most of them were probably not raised in a good home. Were probably raised by a single parent. And you better start looking at those underlying reasons. And I'm not saying everybody raised by a single parent is a bad person, because they're not. There have been some phenomenal examples of those who were. Now, you complain about needles. We pick up needles a lot. You guys pick up needles a lot. There's needles everywhere. And yet, this state, in its infinite wisdom, has decided it's better to give drug addicts needles, make sure needles are available to them so that they can buy them, exchange them. Well, now they don't need them, so they can throw them away. So while we worry about the spread of AIDS, what else? Hepatitis to drug addicts. Well, what do you think that's putting your kids at risk? You better start making some tough decisions. Now, I know some of you think I'm crazy, and believe me, I know that. But that's okay. I really want you to think about that stuff. Now, for our part, the kids have a lot of stuff to do. Whether they participate or not is up to them. We have the Holly City Development Corporation. Somebody touched on that with the play streets. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days there. There's a multitude of extracurricular activities at school. I can't even count them all. We have the organizations, we have the PAL, we have the Soccer Association, the Midget Football, the Girls Softball, Little League, Cal Ripken Baseball, Babe Ruth, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, and Community Garden, the Public Library, which has, here's 2 pages of programs that they have. 4-H, I even have the Phenom Factory down here. Wheaton Arts and the Holly City Family Center again. So there are plenty of programs for kids. Now, how do you get those kids interested? We can advertise them. I can tell you about them here. There's probably not too many kids watching this. But the parents need to tell them. Flyers do go out of school for certain events. So, take control. Write your letters. Come here, because you know what? I wish there was this many people here all the time. I really do. Because I love hearing your ideas. Unfortunately, we only get to hear them when you're upset about something. I'd like to hear them at every other time. So with that.
Thank you, Commissioner Sui. Commissioner Perry.
And go ahead. No, not for everybody. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. I do appreciate that you're all here tonight. I heard everything you said. I want you to know we are working very hard. We have increased code enforcement. We've increased revenues for the city. That's helping us to hire more policemen. It's helping us get the license plate readers, helped us to get the radios. We take that very seriously, and we really do put a lot of hours in. I know sometimes when bad things happen, it doesn't seem that way, but I know personally I've lost a lot of sleep. I've lived here my whole life. I intend on staying here. It's very important to me. I hope that at some point my children will want to come back here. So right now they're still on their career paths, but I want them to have this to be a place that they will be happy to come back. My family's been here for a lot of generations. We're still working hard to clean up the city. We go on walks every month. We just take a look around the neighborhoods. That way we really see things. We make a list of the cleanup that needs to be done. Departments are working better together now, I believe, than they did in the past. The police department, the code enforcement department, and the parks department all work very hard together to clean up the city. We're getting rid of squatters now. The board and secure program's good. We're going to start painting the boards on the houses. I know, Commissioner Sui, you make fun of me for that. But that's a great project with Easter seals. It gives them some experience. They're great to work with, and it does make the city look better. At least it doesn't jump out at you when you're driving by. So that will start up in the spring. Some businesses have expanded, so we have worked on economic development. Durham wanted to hire 100 people. I'm sad to say they had trouble hiring the 100 people. They really had a problem filling the positions. They had to go to temp agencies. That's sad to me when I hear people stand up and say there's no jobs here. Also, Northeast Precast is hiring. They had 50 positions. Businesses have also expanded. Espoma built on, Northeast Precast built on. We're going to be getting another grocery store near Walmart. Hank's Sauce is coming, and Penske moved out at the industrial park. So there have been things going on. I'm proud of what we've done. We still have a lot of work to do. I know it's not perfect. That's why you're all here every once in a while. I hope you all come out and tell us we did a couple things right and made a difference in somebody's life. But I worry about people that are living in the middle of everything. It keeps me awake at night. I don't always know what's going on, unfortunately. I hope that we can all communicate better so that we do know areas of problem. I had to hear about the incident in a roundabout way. So I apologize for that, and I know we can do better with those things, but I do believe that everyone has the best intentions. Progress.
Thank you, Commissioner. First of all, I want to thank all the commissioners. I want to thank all the commissioners for saying true words from the heart. So thank you. Also want to thank all of you for coming. This is very important. And this all focuses on me, the mayor, public safety director. The way I'm going to start this off is that I am very proud of our police department and the chief of police and the men and women that operate that building every day. They deserve a round of applause. Second thing, and I want to thank our chaplaincy program, Reverend Murky, and all the other chaplains who do a great job for you. I've been around crime for 35 years now as a law enforcement officer, and I understand where you're coming from. Christine, we had a long conversation today. I think it was about an hour and 50 minutes on my phone. 28 minutes? No way. But anyway, Christine has a lot on her mind, and I don't fault her for that. She is a business leader in this city, and she's doing well for our youth. So, you know what? Don't give up. We're not giving up, so don't give up. What I want to say is that everybody that came up here, you all had great points, and you had great ideas. But one thing you need to know is that we're not shutting down. The police department is not going to shut down. The men and women of this police department are going to get up at 7 in the morning, 7 p.m. at night, and come to work for 12 hours for you, for all of us, for me, to represent us. Now, do we need more officers? Absolutely. How many more? Give us as many as you want. We'll take them. I've heard a lot of things. Don't raise taxes. Raise taxes. If you raise taxes, can you hire more cops? Absolutely. But the answer isn't just police officers. It's not men and women in the police cars. It's us. I think Commissioner Sui brought the word up, respect. We got to start respecting each other. This fight between what happened on South 5th Street, most of those people involved were Bridgeton people. And I hate to say that. They weren't from our city. They came here to have a problem. But our police department did an outstanding job. I saw the records. 2 minutes response, 1 minute response, and guess what? On one occasion, the officer was there. So they're doing their job. When you say we need other assistance from other departments, they're here. We have the state police here. We have the sheriff's department here. They're here. They're here. I heard a silly comment today that the state police doesn't want to work with us because we're all crooked. Well, man, I'd like to get to the bottom of that. I actually have a meeting tomorrow with the two commanders of Port Norris and Bridgeton Barracks and our chief, and we're going to ask that question. We're going to find out where that came from, because I'm sure it wasn't something that someone really wanted to say. They just said it to be mean. You're here because you care. Keep coming here. There'll be change. We're going to continue to do the best we can to improve the city of Millville. But we need your help. And seeing this is great. It's really great to see that we have an impact of people that have different ideas instead of going after one subject like previous commission meetings and not get anything done. We're going to get something done. Very excited with my police department, my chief, his administration, the new promotion we made. We will make a difference. I live here. I walk these streets. I go to Wawa. I shop here. You guys may not think that. I eat here. I eat on High Street. You know, and yes, I can carry a gun, but most of the time I don't. So with that, any other comments?
Am I allowed to speak?
No. Thank you. You can talk to me afterwards, though. You can talk to me afterwards. Can I get a motion? A motion to adjourn.
Second.
Any other comments? No? All right, this means...